Stay on there. We've got ourselves a rodeo, boys. Please stay on there.
Man, an OG Slim and an Alabama rig was a lot of fun when I was here filming for Monster Bass and caught some good ones and caught a couple really big ones. This will be a pre-spawn, could possibly be a few fish starting to spawn kind of deal. Shallow cranking again, spinner baits, bladed jigs, regular jig around boat docks. Shallow water fisherman's dream event. It's kind of the way I'm looking at Lake Murray. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the BPT preview series, stage 3. We're here for Lake Murray over in South Carolina. Really has been a fantastic fishery the last few years. It's always been a good place. It's always been pretty solid, but it seems like the last few years, this place just continually gets better and better. And man, early in the year like this, pre-spawn, in my opinion, I don't think it gets a lot better of a time to be here. You know, one thing I can remember thinking the first time I ever came to Lake Murray, I think it would have been for Forestwood Cup was the first time I fished here, so it was an August event. I remember looking at a lake map and this area here, and if you can tell on the close-up, like it is just busy with contour lines. Like there is so much bottom variation, a lot of ridges, a lot of valleys, a lot of points. I mean, it's just like point pocket, you know, underwater. Obviously there's the stuff on the banks and things, but like you've got all these little fingers right here on the bank. Out there under the water, you've got the same thing, just in and out, in and out, in and out. There's so much going on underneath the water, you know, so much variation. And something that's really not much of a player, especially the time of year we're going to be here, but is good habitat for these fish. There's a lot of stuff out there. You know, there's a lot of, deeper timber and things those fish can kind of go to and retreat to and that type of stuff. So it is a cool place and a big place, man. This is a great place to have a tournament because I think it's 30 or 40,000 acres, but it fishes ginormous. It just has a lot of shoreline miles. A lot of, these are big major creek arms that go up in here. And it fishes really big. And it's pretty diverse end to end. So down here, kind of on the east end of the lake, truthfully, is where the dam is. Of course, the deepest water, the clearest water. These kind of this main basin of the lake down here, I would call it. That's always your deepest, clearest water. You get up here in the lake, kind of necks down a little bit, kind of steps down in size. You've got, big creek arms, and you get up here. Once you get, honestly, above Jura Island State Park, it kind of steps down in size again and almost turns in more of like a river section of the lake. You know, it's got a couple more big creeks, and then you get up here truly to where it really becomes a river section. You've got the Little Saluda River, the main Saluda River that cuts off, and there's, great fishing up that way. You could come up here and just fish this, west end, kind of northwest end of the lake where those rivers come in and do well, and you can do all the way down by the dam. This truly is a diverse place, and being here the first week of March, there'll be people do well on the whole lake. The whole lake will play. Most of the time, if you're going to have any color in the water, or some very off-colored water, it's certainly going to be on this upper part of the lake. It definitely gets a lot of runoff and it can be too muddy even at times. And I've been there actually last year, filmed Hunt for Monster Bass here, and man, it was good. We were here in February, caught a lot of fish cranking. It was a really fun time to be on Lake Murray. Again, a few weeks earlier, but the water was in the low 50s, saw some mid 50s in some places, but I mostly fished, kind of that middle section, I would call it, of the lake. The upper end of the lake was really muddy when I was here then, so I felt like it was kind of taken out of play a little bit. I'm sure that there were some places there to catch some fish, but I kind of fished that main part of the lake where that dirty water had worked down in towards, and man, an OG Slim and an Alabama rig was a lot of fun when I was here. Filming for Monster Bass, and caught some good ones and caught a couple really big ones when we were here. And I expect that, this will be a pre-spawn, could possibly be a few fish starting to spawn kind of deal. So it should be a shallow water fisherman dream tournament. Shallow cranking again, spinner baits, bladed jigs, regular jig around boat docks. And this is, it kind of depends on the rain, but the time of the year, like the lake could still be down a few feet, which honestly I would like, because that's going to allow you to see some of that natural rock and some of those rock veins coming out into the water where those fish will likely be set up. But you know, the lake could be completely full and all that stuff be covered. When I fished here last year in February for that monster bass, the lake was basically already full even earlier in the year than this. So really just depends on the rain they've gotten, and, you know, and if they've kept the lake down or if the lake has come up. So that'll kind of be the, you know, the X factor a little bit in this one. But man, Lake Murray, early in the year, pre-spawn, there is not a lot better tournaments, you know, not a lot better places that you could possibly be this week of the year. So again, very diverse, end-to-end, shallow water fisherman's dream event. It's kind of the way I'm looking at Lake Murray.